Hi guys, it's Belle here and welcome back for another Finish Up Friday video. If you are new here, first of all, hello and welcome. And what Finish Up Friday is, it's a series where I literally take pieces that are half finished from my unfinished projects box and we finish them. Literally do what it says on the tin. And today we're going to finish up this piece. Now, this was not my idea. I do not know where I saw it because it's been in my box so long, who knows. I've used Tim Holtz papers and I think these are meant to be pockets. It's just made out of tea-dyed paper. So I wanted to use up, I have lots of scraps left over from Tracy Fox's Craftly Haul kit, which I will link down below. I wanted to use up some of those and just do a simple little booklet. I think we're going to add a pad. I was thinking about putting journal pages in, but I think we'll just add a pad. It's easiest. First thing I want to do is inside here, I want to cut some paper down to kind of go on these edges. So I just pulled out some Tim Holtz scraps of paper. This one's obviously bigger than this one. I think this looks like almost like the one I've used on the front, which would be quite nice. I also really liked this one because it has this kind of flat, motif. That might be quite good to do there. So I'm just going to measure it up. I'm going to do it so it has a little border. I'm just using my pencil to mark. Yeah, I just wanted to get this finished. It may actually go in a journal I'm working on at the moment. I don't know. I'm not making it with that journal in mind. I just wanted to use up some of my scraps. Now, what I'm going to do, because this already has this little bit, I kind of want to make sure that's where it's supposed to be. And then it's literally just here. And then let's get the little punch that I used. Oh, trust me to do it where I can barely see it. I think it's about there. Right, so that should be okay. And that one's going to go there, hopefully. I mean, yeah, that's okay. I think I would have liked the flowers the other way, but I didn't do that. So we move on. I'm wondering if I want this one because it's nice and grungy on this side. I do also have one that's all funeral and everything, but there's not a lot of space here. So I don't really want to put anything that's going to be too, what's the word I'm looking for? That's going to have too much decoration on it because there's no point, because we're not going to see a lot of it. And hopefully we'll put something on there. I think that's going to go there. And you know, I think I'll just stick this down as is. And then we'll punch it out. So first thing I need to do is obviously ink this with some black soot, guys. Are you shocked? No. Now these could be double pockets. I'm not going to do that, but they could be double tuck spots. I'm not doing that, as I said. I'm just going to. I'm also going to work out if I'm going to stitch around the fronts or not. So I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Let's put this on. Yeah, I don't know about you, but when I am working with digitals, I think I've said this a few times, so excuse me for me repeating myself, but when I'm actually working with digitals, I tend to print out a lot. And therefore I'm left with a lot of bits. And I hate not using those bits up because I've just got so much So many pieces of digital kits, guys. Scraps and scraps and scraps. And I feel like I need to really be using them. And this Craftly haul kit is so lovely. It's completely my aesthetic. It's that gorgeous gothic Victorian kind of feel. A little bit spooky. Lots of flowers and bats and damask. I mean, it's just, yes, it's my crafty vibes. So I want to use it. Now, here's what I'm wondering. I'm thinking I want to stitch all the way around this, which you will see on this side, but I really don't care. And then whether I want to stitch around these. And do you know what? I think I'm going to. Again, you don't have to stitch. If you're not going to, just stick them down with glue. But I think I want that look, that feel. So I think I'm going to go do that with some black thread, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I kind of staggered where I started the stitching on the different sides so that, you know, we had threads hanging and things like that. But yeah, I've done a straight stitch. Most unusual for me. I prefer either a double straight stitch or a zigzag. But I thought this would work. I've tried to make it a little bit wonky. I mean, to be honest, I really can't do neat straight stitching. It's a thing. I'm going to make this into a pocket. We're going to stick it down. I don't mind that this looks all like that. It just adds to the lovely grungy nature of this piece. I've so been enjoying this series, guys, where I just finish up pieces, which threads. I know a lot of you have been enjoying it too, and it's giving you inspiration to kind of finish up some of your little bits and pieces. We have some music paper. Again, who's shocked? Nobody that's been here for more than 5 minutes. I'm wondering if I want any. I don't know. I've got this frame that was from the Craftly haul kit, and I am thinking of putting it on shock horror, maybe at an angle. I don't know. I probably won't, but I'm thinking about it. And then this church image came with the kit, and I'm kind of going down that kind of vibe, kind of abandoned church ghosts. I also really liked this lady. She's one of my favorites from the Craftly haul kit, but I don't really think I used her that much. And now I'm looking at her on there, and I kind of like her. But no, I think I'm going to go for the church. That was my first kind of instinct. So we're just going to go for that. And I'm going to cut this down. We're just going to trim. I'm just going to kind of roughly see where, because I need to leave enough that it can get stuck to the frame. But I don't want to be trimming around the frame. Now, where did that go? Hold on, guys. Oh, there. Oh, my goodness me. Eyesight, where are you? Gone the way of everything else now that you're getting older. Disappeared. Okay. I want that kind of there. Let's move that a minute, and let's do this there. And then where's this one going to go to? I mean, I wouldn't have to. Hold on, guys. Oh, sorry. A cough came from nowhere then. I want the top of the church to be visible, which is why I'm cutting off part of the bottom. I wouldn't need to if I didn't want the top of the church to be visible, but I do, so that's what we're doing. Get rid of that. And even though I don't think you'll see it much, I am actually going to ink around it because that's simple. It gives it that lovely kind of grungier look. Oh, spooky, spooky. Okay, even though I've gone around the edges of this, it still looks very pristine. And we don't want that, do we, guys? So let's do this. Thinking I may add a bit of fabric. Again, who's surprised? None of you, hey? But there we go. So I think sometimes we enjoy working with kits and then we're like, oh, we're done. We've got some bits, but we're moving on to a new kit. And I just think if you really enjoy a kit, why not keep using it if you've got the bits and pieces to go with it? Now, we know I wanted a bat, but I also have this butterfly printed out. I don't know if this is a Tracy Fox one or not. Again, it was just in my scrap. I'm thinking about adding the grunge butterfly. Got all my little Tim Holtzy pieces. We do have one of my favourite bats, but, you know, I'm really low on those, so I don't know if I want to use it. As soon as I put it down, I love those bats so much. Tim, where are the rest of the bats? I've got this as well. No, it's not a house, is it? So it doesn't matter. Right, we've got his other bats that we've got lots of. I just don't like those as much. I don't know what it is about those ones, but I'm just not a fan of those paper ones as much. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But I would like it if... I know, I had another little one of those. There it is. It's tried to sneak away from me. Do I want the bats on? I also do want a word on there, so that might... Should we get the word on, guys, and then make a decision? I think that's going to go there. I've also got a little bit of lace, so let's cut some of this and cut some of this, and then take this lovely lace and make it ripped and torn. The kind of thing that if you saw in a shop, you'd go, oh my gosh. And then we go and do it with our craft, which I just kind of like. Oh, that's pretty. Let's add that. Let's do that because I know I like that. And then I may come back to the front. We may do some of the inside first. So yeah, I think that's going to go on like that. And I think we definitely need like a word of some sort. I do have all my Timmy words. And I want to use these sheets up before starting the new sheets. I don't think that's going to be a thing. I think I'm going to actually end up having to start the new sheets. But I'm trying to be good and make sure that I look at these first. We thought she was lost. I always liked that one. Did I have another one? Are these the only ones? Because I know I saw one on here. Dreaded to speak of it. Right, so that's the front. We're going to move on to the inside because sometimes you just have to. So here, I wanted a pocket. And I'm either going to do, because we've got this room one, which I really liked, and it looks like it could be inside the church in the rectory. Does that make sense? It does look like it could be in there, but also I really just love this bat with some stuff. No, I think we might use the room. The other thing I had was this, but that could be a tag. That's what I think. So I think, first of all, I want it to go inside the stitching. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off the edges, which is going to make it smaller, which means the tag will have to be smaller, but that's okay. I can live with that. Still not quite inside the stitching, but it's enough. And then I think I'm going to kind of just tear it as a pocket, like so, and ink it, and have it as a little pocket just here, because this kind of looks like wallpaper to me. And so I want to put that there. We'll just glue this on. Just want to get another little thing ticked off and into wherever it needs to go, either the ephemera box or on. Got a whole pile of journals now, guys. I keep finding unfinished ones around. I mean, that might go nicely in there. I do really want to use, should we use Spooky Girl there? I've also got the lady. I do love the lady. And we have Spooky Girl. I think I want the lady. So we can trim her down anyway, which is good. Trim down the letter. I think I want more of the grass. I really like that. Let's see if she'll fit. She should fit now. Still a bit of a squeeze. So we'll just trim a little bit more. Obviously, if you add the little folds and things like that, you tend to be able to put more in the pocket, but I'm not so bothered about that. And I need her backed. So let's do that. Get some glue. Get me little glue book thing so that I can glue her on. So how are you guys doing? Are you getting ready for spooky season? October is almost upon us. I wish someone would tell the weather. But other than that, I'm getting fully into, yes, it's almost October mode. The house was all decorated for autumn, and now we're getting all the really Halloween-y bits out of the attic to get ready to decorate for that soon, in a few days. Very excited. Lots of the autumn stuff will stay up, but because, you know, it's pumpkins and leaves, but yeah, full on Halloween-y. Although, again, saying that, there's a lot of Halloween-y stuff in my house all year round, so yeah. But I'm very excited about that. All right, then. I want to turn it into a tag. So let's just chop the sides. And then I think I'll add some more of that lace to the top. Now, I do think I might stitch around the whole of this. Do I need to? No. Do I want to? Yes. It's that simple. So, just simply putting it together. She's going to pop in there. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? And we need another bit of that lace. Now, I had another piece, so where did that go to? Ah, got it. And we need to trim a bit of that. And we need to add it. Rip it and add it and rip it. So that can go on there. And then I'll stitch it, which is good, good, good. I might add a little bit of stamping on here, actually, or something. Just going to do it roughly for the moment so we know she's in there. Do I want to trim a little bit off the bottom here? I might do that. Realistically, I could have trimmed a bit off the top, but I didn't. So these videos are perfect, guys, for you to grab out an unfinished project as well and craft alongside me. I will be continuing this series for as long as I have unfinished projects, and let's be honest, that's probably going to be forever. So it's all good. Now, I want a pad here, so let's make the pad. I've got some of this paper. Let's make the pad. Just going to go down this side roughly. So yeah, are you getting ready, guys? Almost October daily time. I would love to know if you guys are doing an October daily, if you've ever done one before. I want the number to show on this, so that's why I'm doing that. Yeah, would love to know. I didn't do one last year. I can't remember why now, but I didn't. So I will be doing one this year. That's just a given. Yeah, I can't remember why last year, but I didn't. Right, I want this to be slightly smaller, so I'm just going to mark, and then that can be trimmed as well. I'm also trying to get some journals finished. I am so behind on my journal making this year. I wanted to take a bit of time where I wasn't just making journals after making them repeatedly for the last few years. I wanted to take a little bit of time away, but I have to be honest, guys, I am really missing now not making full large journals, and I have four guys that are sort of in the process of being made. And I just want to get on with actually doing them. Where'd that other one go to? But I don't know. We've just been so busy this September. That's the thing. And it's been great. And we still have busyness. It's almost my daughter's birthday. So we will be going up to spend some time with her for her birthday after she came here to spend some time with her dad for his birthday. So September's just a super busy month. And then before I know it, October's here. And then by the time November comes, it's like, oh my goodness, it's November now. And we're getting ready for everything for the festive period. So I don't know. Just gets busy, busy, busy. I think 3 will be enough. I could do another one. I've got some brown paper. But you know what? I think 3 will be enough. Saying that now, though, I'm wondering if I want something kind of on it. Sort of across the top. Some music. Do we want some music across the top? I feel like I do want something. Unless I just cut another little bit of paper. I've got some just basic brown packaging paper here. Really love this torn edge already. So let's do this. Let's do this. So yeah, I just think it's so busy. Oh, I should have used that side because you've got all this red on here, but I didn't. It's okay. Will this fit through here? So I've already started thinking about my crafting goals for next year, because I like to make goals, not resolutions, just kind of goals. And no pressure on myself for achieving or not achieving. And I like to check in with myself for how those are going throughout the year. And I've already started thinking about next year's ones. And I already know that on there will be making sure I prioritise journals again, as well as doing lots of fun stuff. So what I am going to do, guys, I'm going to go and stitch this onto here. Again, if you're not stitching, because you don't need to, I would just glue these pieces together, or you could staple them on or something like that. But I like to stitch mine. I like that effect. So I'm grabbing a paper clip because I want to keep it in place. And then I drop the paper clip. Good job, Belle. Doing a really good job. So I'm going to go and stitch along there. Okay, so that looks good. And I was wondering, I've got these Tim Holtz Halloween rub-ons. He didn't bring any more out this year. But I also didn't hear him say whether he was going to be discontinuing them. So I'm really not sure what's happening. But I tend to stock up on them anyway. And I'm wondering about putting one of the urns on here, because it's all to do with a church. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Put a little urn. We've got the tall urn. No, I think I want this one. yeah, I didn't hear him say anything about the rub-ons. So if you did, let me know down below. I know he spoke in one of his videos about all the things that they're discontinuing, but I really didn't hear him say the rub-ons. But then I didn't remember him saying whether they're coming back again, because he often says that too. Now I do have a proper rub-on little lolly stick thing, but we're just going to use what I've got to hand. And we're going to do that. Come on, these normally come up really quickly and well. This one's being stubborn today. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. Done. So it just adds a little summit on there. Makes it look a little bit decorative. So we've got that. Now we've got these two pockets. So what I'm thinking is I've got several things. I have this. This is actually, oh gosh. It's either a pink odd bird or a release the crafting one. Because I know Priscilla from Release the Crafting kind of did a few things for pink odd bird. But where's the spooky girl gone? Oh, well. Spooky girl's gone far, far away. So I was thinking that one would look quite good. And then we have this, which I do think is a Tracy Fox one. And it's all kind of linked to the idea of a church. That's what I'm thinking. We've also got this little one, so we could add a second little tag in there. And so if I put those there, now I can look at what I want to decorate with. So I do have this key from the Tracy Fox kit, which I thought would go quite well, kind of just on one of these, because it's like the key to the church. I did like that. So I think we're going to put that on, because I like that. Now, do I want it up there? I kind of do want it up there, because I like the way that kind of goes in where the key is. I like it. You just got to do what you like. And on here, I do need to back these. Once I've realised, thought about which ones I definitely want to use, I will back them. But I want this key here. So should we just stick the key down instead of worrying about it? I think so. Let's do that. If I thought about it, I could have actually put a brad through it and then made it move in and out. But it's all right. We're just trying to finish something up. And we can always go back at a later date when something's basically finished and play around with it, which is what I like. I just need it basically finished and put in my ephemera box. Oh, little black rose. Actually, that'll work brilliantly for a project that I'm working on at the moment. These are all little Tim Holtzy bits. Where's the super tiny Tim Holtzy bits? Wondering if I want like a couple of the labels. I love these labels. I do love them. Little label like that. That could look quite cute down there, actually. That could. Where is all my teeny tiny bits? They're all supposed to be in this one. Are they all at the bottom? There's another key there. Oh, we've got a bat hanging down. Might pull that out because you never know. Got lots of little bats here, little butterflies. Oh, there's a cute little owl, actually. I do like the owl. I feel like it needs to be sitting on something, though. All right, I've caused complete chaos. Let's just add this little label. I could put something in the label, but I don't think I've got anything. But I love a label. Even though this one's like got what looks like a bite taken out of it. That's what it always reminds me of. Like some little hungry goblins come along and just taken a cute little bite out of it. Because obviously my brain goes to goblin. Okay, and over here, Was wondering about ripping this actually and putting this on as part of the image, but now I don't think I want that. I really did want that spooky girl, and I cannot find her. She's gone and creeped away somewhere else. Spooky girl, where are you? Okay, if you don't want to be found, that's okay. I don't need to. I do like this. Right, because it's got the... Does that look like grave? Well, it's the house, isn't it? It's the gates into the house. But for some reason, I always feel like this is the gates into the graveyard. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh, my goodness. Words today, guys, are a problem. I really don't know why, what's happening, what's going on with me today. We've got the candlestick. I don't want it to be similar to this. I think that's the problem. I don't want two straight down pieces like that. Could just cut some of this off and have that kind of on there and then rip this. I think I will. Right, what I want to do is I want to trim part of this. Still looking to see if that spooky girl's going to turn up. I don't think she is. I think she really has just creeped away. I know some of you were saying, because when I was working with this kit, I kept saying, oh my goodness, things just keep disappearing, guys. And some of you were saying you'd had the same kind of things happening. So I'm just putting it out there that this kit is creepy in more than one way. So, but yeah. Loved working with it. Cannot stand a straight edge on something. So I think I'm going to, yes, that'll go there. That's what I want. And then I think this one is covering up all that beautiful black flower though, isn't it? But sometimes you just got to do it. Just going to trim this. It won't be straight because nothing I ever cut is. Oh, how do you guys do it out there? How do you guys who are able to cut things straight do that? Because I just can't. I feel like that's going to go there. All right, now do I want to cut around this? Having a border makes it easier. And yet I still won't cut it straight. All right, let's get this stuck on then. That'll be fun. I'm getting a bit nervous, guys. My next door neighbours put scaffolding up yesterday, which can mean only one thing. There is going to be work going on. Oh, no! Which I don't know how for long. They said they're doing something to the outside of the house because I spoke to them. But the problem is they're starting right where I film, which is a problem because I can't film anywhere else. And obviously I don't know how long it's going to go on for, what days they're going to do it, anything like that. I'm wondering if it's going to be weekends because, you know, but that's normally when I film all my videos for the coming weeks, is I do it at the weekend. So I don't know what's happening, but it is worrying me a little bit because I kind of love the bat in the belfry. Obviously I need to film. And they want to be doing their house. But it's so... Do I want that one? I kind of like the one hanging down. I'm going to be honest. After saying I didn't want anything straight down like the key, I then decided to do this. Yeah, I don't know what's going to be happening with that. Or how long it's going to be going on for. They were doing it last night until about 7:30 at night, drilling right outside the window. I couldn't hear anything, and my cats went crazy. They didn't like it. They were, especially one of them was super stressed. She kept going and hiding in her little safe space that she goes to. And I'm just thinking, oh no, please do not be doing this. But to do the whole house, I'm pretty sure it's going to take them a few weeks minimum, because I think my neighbour's doing it himself. He's quite good at all that kind of thing, so he does do a lot of DIY himself. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, and I really don't know how it's going to interfere with my filming schedule. So great, yeah, happy. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, he can't not do his house just because I film here, but also I find it a little bit, let me go in here, stressful, because I need to be able to film. I do like that one, actually. This one goes here. I don't know, I feel like there's something missing there. That's why I'm kind of looking, and I wanted something circular, I think, because I think there's too much straight lines, although I also really like that. So we will see. No, I don't like that at all. Do I like that one? I kind of do, but it needs to be there's stuff everywhere. It needs to be trimmed down a little bit. So I'm going to do that. So yay. It's going to be noisy. My cats are going to be very stressed. And I'm just thinking, could have done it in summer. Like, I have more time to film in the summer because it's brighter and stuff. I know there's lamps and everything, but I'm one of these people, I just don't like crafting really late at night. Also, that's when I like to do my cross stitch, is in the evenings. So, you know, normally if I'm crafting really late at night, it's because I'm finishing a journal. I'm kind of in the zone for the journal. So that's what I'm doing. I'm wondering if I want something there. I've got this tiny little piece, and I've also got this tiny little skull and crossbones. So let's have a look at which ones we like. I'm just wondering about putting it in here. Skull and crossbones would work. Got this little angel motif. I think the skull and crossbones. I think I like that. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, could have done it in the summer, longer to film, you know. It's meant to be cozy season, guys. I'm not going to be cozy, snuggled up under a blanket, reading a book or watching some fun movie when there's drilling going on right there. That's not cozy. So yeah, I think that looks quite good. And we still haven't done this. So let's get this. I do, I think, really, really want a word of some sort. Ooba-doo. Do you know what I think I'll do? I think I will back these pieces, probably stitch around them, come back, and I will have found a word. Okay, so I stitched around them with a double messy single stitch, and then I roughed up the edges using my scissors and then inked them. So now they look beautifully grunge, which I like. And I want to put some words on them. So we have the grave digger has a risen. I quite like that. The grave digger has a risen. Obviously we're going to ink. I always have to be careful. I kind of over ink sometimes on these, and then you can barely read the words, which that's not what we want, is it? Could have it on here, on this one, The grave digger has arisen. Just going to put those down there. Do they need me to go around them in pen? I'm saying no, but I think I mean yes. Does that make sense? Like, I'm thinking, no, it doesn't. And then as I'm thinking, no, it doesn't, I then grab for a pen to just go around it a little bit to give it, make it stand out a little bit and to give it a bit of a border. Yeah, that was the right move. I like that. Okay, so that's that one. I didn't want to add any lace or anything. I almost did, but I didn't want to because I want to put Funeral Warehouse on this one, I think. Okay. Because it's already getting a little bit bulky with everything, I didn't want to add more bulk to it by adding some lace on these. But obviously you could add lace. You could add really thin lace. I do have some thin black lace I could have put on here, but I didn't, and that's okay. Funeral Warehouse. I think that kind of goes with this because this looks like something you would go and order to put on a gravestone. And again, just going to go around this with my pen just to give it a little bit of a border so that it both stands out but also, I don't know, blends in. It's strange. It does both. So let's put that away. I still can't find the spooky girl, guys. I bet she turns up as soon as... Oh, I forgot to stitch around this one. Oh my goodness. Were you guys all screaming at me? Belle, you forgot to stitch around her. I think I'm going to add a bat to her. Yeah, I bet that spooky girl turns up when I've finished filming. She obviously did not want to be on this piece of ephemera. And, you know, that's her prerogative. So she went away. Let's have 2 bats because I just feel like you can't just have 1 bat. If 1 is good, then 2 must be better. An adaptation of a quote, but it is what it is. And we don't need a word on her, although do I want one on here? I don't think so. Okay, she looks brilliant on there. And we're going to put this in here. Love that. And we're going to put this in here. Yes, yes, yes. Going to close this up and we're going to work on this now. So what I've decided instead is I'm going to put like some of those little, what are they called again? They're the little Tim Holtz kind of apothecary label things. I'm going to put some of those. I feel like that'll be enough on there. I don't even know if I want a word on there. I know, who am I? But I feel like once I added the lace, there was quite a lot on the front cover. Maybe a flower. Ooh, I should look at my flowers. I feel like that would go quite well as well. Kind of there. Do I want that one? Do I want a bigger one? I want this one that's a slightly different colour. Kind of like that, because that brown picks up some of the brown in these stones on the church in the photo. So we're going to do that. Yeah, and then I'll have a quick look for my flowers. I'm sure lots of you were going, Belle, you're talking about bats, but also, where's your flowers? You always add flowers. And I do. You are right. Let's have a look if I've got anything that would go on here. I think I've used most of my black ones, to be honest. I like the ones that go up. We have got some green. Green could work once it's inked. Green could work. So I'm liking that. That's good. If I had a black, that would be perfect, but I really don't think I do. We do. Ooh, we have some brown. Okay, we found it. The brown's what I need. I say while still looking. No, put it to one side, Belle. The brown's what you need. We're going to trim that bit. We're going to obviously ink it. Can't not ink it. And stick this down. We're going to stick this over it, I think, unless I do want it behind. No, I think I want it over. I think I want it actually over this piece. So I put that there. Could have been made a tuck spot, guys. I always look at things and think, you could have been a tuck spot. You could have been a tuck spot. But we're not going to make this a tuck spot. We're just going to glue it down. And then what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to add a bit of crackle glaze, which will mean I'll need to leave it to dry before you can see the completed piece. But I think that might be what this needs, to add a bit more texture, because, you know, texture, we need it. Right, that needs to go like that. And then we're going to add this on top. Yes, yes, yes. Doobie-doo. We could still add a bat at the bottom. I think actually that's where I'm going to use the crackle right at the bottom there. So we won't do that. Where is, oh my gosh, my glue book sticker magazine. Oh my gosh, did you hear that? That was my little mini guillotine. Because the glue thing was underneath it and I was trying to pick it up with one hand whilst leaning across the table whilst holding on to this. So everything obviously went a bit squiffy. Okay, we still do have a little bat. Do I want a little bat? No. Do I? No. Okay, so where is it? I got it out. Okay, here's the crackle glaze. Let's see if I can find my, excuse my arm, guys. I'm trying to find one of my little spatulas to put it on with. Okay, can't find the little one. Got this one. Hold up. Might have it. Okay, this one will do. Right. So it's the Distressed Crackle Glaze Translucent. So I think I'm going to add, I think I need to stock up on some more. I've hardly got any. I just stocked up on the texture paste because I've been using that a lot. So I'm going to add a little bit of crackle glaze because I love the effect. I love the texture that it gives. And basically when you're crafting, that's all you need to worry about is, do you like the effect? Putting it on. Now with the crackle glaze, I have found if you put it on slightly thicker, it does take longer to dry, but you get more of a crackle, which is obviously what we want. I do have the crackle in the bottle, but I think that takes 24 hours to dry, which this should only take a couple. So we've done that. So yeah, that's looking good. I think I need to ink around this edge a bit more. I don't think it's inked enough personally. And I am wondering, do I want to add crackle glaze anywhere else? But I think on the front will be fine. So I'm going to leave that to dry. Oh, and what, get off. And once it has dried, we'll come back and we might add some alcohol ink to it. Oh, and I know what else I think I want to add to this. So I just keep adding. I really had no clue in my head, guys, what I was going to do with this one. I just had a few bits and pieces. So this is the chaos that comes to me when I am crafting. Sometimes you start thinking of lots of other things. I'll be back once this is dried. So the crackle glaze is basically dry. Because I did put quite a bit there, you could see there's still some white milkiness. But it's dry enough to do what I need. So I have decided I am going to use some alcohol inks. I think I'm going to start with the latte and kind of just put it in a few places. I say that, try and get it open. It's hard to kind of do this a little bit. You just kind of touch it to it. And then if you come in quick enough with a brush, you can kind of move it around a little bit. Just kind of want it touched in places because we're going to add a little bit of other colours. And this just one helps to give a bit of colour and more texture. Love texture to your project, but also it really helps those crackles to show up. So we've started with the latte, which is this kind of, it's got a green undertone to it. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit of ginger, but not too much, because this is a much darker colour. And, you know, I just want to bring in a little bit of that darkness. Obviously, you can use the blending solution if you have it for your alcohol inks. I don't find it necessary when I'm doing this because it's just in like a few places, so it doesn't bother me. The only thing is when you're doing this, you'll see that it has gone through to there. Again, I don't mind that because it just adds to the grunge. But be aware that if you've got something on the other side, it can then go through. Yeah, I like that. We don't want too much dark on that one. And then I'm just wondering, I don't know why, but there's kind of what looks like a pinkish hue. Don't know if it's picking up. So I'm going to come in with just a touch of sienna. Oh gosh. This is one of my favourite alcohol inks to use, but honestly, a little goes a long way with this because it is, look, it's already taken over most of those other colours. Like literally, I just want it in places. Oh gosh. So that, I am wondering now, come back in with a bit of brown because I've used quite a bit of the pink there. I want to pick up some more of that brown. And again, I mean, it is going to go through the other side. I'm okay with that. So that's what I did there. I'm going to dry that quickly. And then we will see how it looks. Okay, so the last thing I want to come in and do is really ink up. So if you don't like it coming through the other side, again, I'm not bothered. But if you really don't like that, then you can always cover that up with another bit. Once it's dried, cover it up with another bit of tea stain paper or whatever paper that you want to use. Yeah, I'm just coming in with a bit more grunge with the black soot. And sometimes, realistically, it might be a good idea to do that bit first if you are going to do it, so that you can cover that up if you want to. Again, I'm not bothered. It really doesn't bother me. But if it is something that's going to bother you, just think about maybe doing the crackle glaze first if you're going to add the alcohol inks. If you added them using a sponge, you may not get as much of the inking like running into the other paper. So you could try that. But as I said, that can easily be... Let's see if I've got some tea stain paper nearby. I think I covered and got rid of most of it. But that can easily be kind of covered up with another piece of paper if you really wanted to, if you don't like it. So again, I really don't mind. Kind of adds to the grunge. Just makes me want to add some up there. So we have that now. It looks a lot brighter on camera than it actually is in real life. I am just going to go over the top of it with some soot, black soot, just to really dull down. I love that sienna. It can be, because it has a red base, it can come out a little bit pinky. So, and again, if you're using the black soot, that helps to really get into those cracks. I really hope that's picking up. Like so. I mean, it's just yummy. It is just yummy. Now, normally I would add gilding wax or something on there, but actually I really don't think it needs it. So you can tie this with a really pretty black ribbon, should you want to. I'm going to put this underneath so you can see all those threads. You can tie that with a really pretty black ribbon if you want, like I said. I am not going to do that. I don't know what I'm going to use it in, so I'm not going to do that. But let's just have a final look. It's all cute on there. If you open it up, we've got a tuck spot here with some writing space. You could put some other bits in there. We've got our tag here. And obviously space there if you really want to write something. We've got all this pad of yumminess. And then we have a tuck spot and pocket here. Yummy. And then I've just got one of the little Tim Holtz bulldog clips in like the antique gold or antique bronze. And I'm just going to use this on here because it keeps it shut nicely. It goes in a pocket in a journal nicely because it is a little bit chunky. This is why I didn't want to add too much more lace. It is a little bit chunky, especially once I've added the crackle glaze. Ooh. But not too chunky. I said you could add a ribbon. As this was already pre-made, normally if I was adding a ribbon, I would have put it underneath this piece of card on the front. But we worked with what we have. So I like this because it doesn't get in the way of the decoration. But who knows if I'll add, still a little bit of white there. Who knows if I'll add a ribbon to it, depending whatever journal I'm going to put it into. So that's it for today, guys. Another finish up Friday. This one's been a bit all over the place. But another project done. Ticked off the list and into the ephemera. I'm also wondering, I would have liked to, I think, put acetate behind here so that it looked more like a photo, but it's okay. And obviously, if you're going to put it in a journal, I haven't got a journal to hand. Hold on, guys. I'm working on a journal at the moment, so you're going to get a bit of a sneaky peek preview. But if you were going to put it in a journal, you could actually glue it on, because you could glue it and then it would open out like that and it would act as a tuck on a page, or you just have it as a floating piece of ephemera. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this Finish Up Friday. And I'll be back again soon with another video. Until then, please, please, please do like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun and working on those unfinished projects. Bye for now, guys.